count on. Good morning, Gulf Coast.
Yes, good morning. Thanks so much for watching Good Morning Gulf Coast. I'm Jason Drew.
And I'm Mercedes Martinez in yellow today, hoping for more of that sun instead of all that rain.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and check in with our Gulf Coast meteorologist, Jim Dickey, for our Gulf Coast forecast. And Jim, it looks like you're tracking the tropics this morning.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll try to get a little more sun in today, at least. But we're still tracking that area of low pressure. Helped to bring all that rain yesterday. That is still east of Florida. Set to move across the state today, moving to the Gulf. That's where we'll have an opportunity to develop potentially into a tropical depression or tropical storm. Those development chances up a little bit over the last 24 hours. Now a medium chance, 40% for the Hurricane Center. But again, as we've been telling you all along, the main impact for us here locally will be rounds of heavy rain we continue to deal with today and into the day tomorrow, potentially even into Thursday and Friday. Gulf Coast Live Radar showing you mainly dry conditions out there right now, so a break in the action. A little bit of rainfall into parts of Collier County along the alley there, a healthy little downpour, and then some showers sitting south of Everglades City. You might be seeing flashes of lightning off in the distance as you look south. That's from this activity here south of Everglades City. Our steering winds around that low pressure area from north to south, so that's where all of that rain is headed southward. We go through a 2-hour future cast. Yeah, not much to see out there. By the time we get to 6 a.m., that little downpour lingering over interior Collier, that's the only rain over southwest Florida as we head towards 6:30 and 7 o'clock. And yes, I do think we had at least a little bit of sun in early on here today. Temperatures start in the 70s, climb into the 80s, low 90s for highs. And as we go into the afternoon, we'll see another round of fairly widespread downpours and thunderstorms forming up and spreading out across the area. Take a closer look at how that rain will play out. Look through the rest of the week as well with your Gulf Coast 7-day forecast. It's coming up for you in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Jim, thank you. New this morning, Inglewood Beach parking is one step closer to completely reopening. Today, both the north and south sections of the parking lot will be open to the public again after Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Charlotte County used parking lots along the coast as staging areas for sand and storm debris, leaving locals and visitors without many parking options. The county is still working on repairs to the sidewalk and asphalt. We'll be taking you live to Inglewood Beach with more updates on the parking lot reopening this morning at 5.
And FEMA is visiting Fort Myers Beach today, bringing hope that the town will soon see relief from high flood insurance bills. The Fort Myers Beach, they've been aiming to get its 25% flood insurance discount back. The town lost those discounts after some repair work did not comply with federal regulations. Well, now business owners are working hard to make sure their buildings meet FEMA's guidelines, hoping to bring the discount back and keep the rebuild on track.
We've done everything that we're supposed to be doing as far as following all of our codes, building back, things like that. So it should be business as normal for us.
FEMA's expected to be here until Thursday, and you can count on Gulf Coast News to let you know whether Fort Myers Beach receives that 25% flood insurance discount.
From our Cape Coral News team, the city is working on identifying areas most vulnerable to flooding. The city launched a study earlier this year asking residents which parts of the city flood the most. Cape Coral is now using that feedback to build a comprehensive flood assessment. It will help guide long-term planning and is a key requirement for applying for state grants.
It's pretty obvious and intuitive that this area is susceptible to flooding. There's predominantly canals here. Everything's built around canals.
Our Gulf Coast weather teams say storms like the ones we felt this week carry a potential for flooding. We reached out to Cape Coral's communications department to ask for an update on the study. They haven't responded yet.
Well, I'm sure you've heard the thunder booming outside of every one of your windows lately. One delivery driver was working in Cape Coral during one of our storms and got quite the shock. A loud thunderclap, yeah, look at that, made this guy jump out of his heart skipped a beat. The homeowner captured it all on his doorbell cam. It's on Pelican Boulevard. Neighbors say it's a reminder to stay safe.
It's no joke. It can serious drop the hammer on you. But, you know, outside of that, you know, a little precaution, you know, soon it'll be a nice day again.
Thankfully, the driver was fine and continued his route, but of course our Gulf Coast weather team reminds you, if you hear thunder, you could be in danger, need to head indoors. Just last month, we reported on 3 women who were injured after that lightning strike at a tiki hut on Marco Island.
More rain is on its way this week, but that's not stopping people from enjoying their beach plans. Ben Bordewick spent this Monday in the Gulf at Blind Pass Beach on Sanibel. He's teaching his buddy Charles how to fish in the surf. They spent hours trying to reel in something big, a shark.
We hooked up one shark. I'm trying to get my shark. Yeah. So we hooked him up, got him right to the beach, and he popped off. But I'm trying to get my buddy from Minnesota his first shark. And
if you're heading to the beach, keep an eye on the changing weather and be careful of rip currents. The city put up signs warning beachgoers of dangerous currents after a 17-year-old boy was swept out into the Gulf at Blind Pass 1 year ago.
Marco Island city manager is going into work today after trying to resign. In a special meeting, Marco Island City Council decided not to accept Mike McNee's resignation. Auditors say McNeese made several mistakes on an audit, including things like reporting the wrong fiscal year. That audit also flagged the way the city was reporting its grant funding. McNeese says he doesn't agree with the way his resignation is being handled.
There's a way to handle even the most disappointing news. And I'm going to suggest to you a public spectacle to make everybody think our hair's on fire. Probably not the way to get there, but just be honest.
McNeese says he takes accountability for not informing city council members about the issues and admitted to not reviewing the adult findings himself, even though they were published online.
Take a look at this here. You are watching the Coast Guard rescue a 77-year-old fishing captain nearly 140 miles off the coast of Sanibel. The Coast Guard says they got a call Sunday night that the captain was having a stroke. He was taken to Gulf Coast Medical Center for treatment.
A Fort Myers man is accused of holding someone hostage during an hours-long standoff with police. Police are saying 32-year-old Jade Smith was behind the chaos at the Residence Preserve Apartments. It's right along Capulet Lane on Sunday night. They say they were responding to a domestic incident. Witnesses we spoke with say that the police were telling people to just stay back in case shots were fired. After several hours, Smith gave up.
He stayed in there for like 3 hours, then he just opened the door all of a sudden. That's when we knew the door was open, because you just heard a whole bunch of guns just cocked. We was like, hold on, what's going on? Everybody started running. I stood still. I was trying to be nosy.
Police did find a gun at the scene, and Smith is now facing multiple charges, including kidnapping and false imprisonment, battery, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The hostage was checked out by the EMS. Gulf Coast News will keep you updated on their condition.
From our Cape Coral News team, neighbors are scared for their safety after a girl was stabbed. It happened on Country Club Boulevard just south of Nicholas Parkway Sunday morning. Cape Coral police say Fernando Hernandez stabbed the girl. They believe the 22-year-old from Tampa knew the victim. We have some video from the night it happened. At least a dozen people were put in handcuffs, but only Hernandez was arrested. One neighbor says the people who lives in the neighborhood stay up late most nights drinking.
That's really scary because I have a 22-year-old son, and I know he goes to work and, you know, comes home, and he's not like, he doesn't go out like that, and it kind of worries me.
Cape Coral police say the girl is going to be okay. We are still working to find out who the victim is and what led to the stabbing. You can count on Gulf Coast News to update you once we learn that information.
All right, Cape Coral parents, listen up. If you're heading to the playground with the kids this week, there's some places that are going to be closing. Several playgrounds, they're going to be closed for pressure washing tomorrow. That includes Northwest Softball Complex, Multi-Sports Sands Park, and Camelot Park. They're going to be closing more parks this Thursday and Friday for more power washing and cleaning. Well, if you want more reliable public transportation, Lee County Transit, they're asking for your input. Now, this meeting is going to start at 6:30 this morning at the Cape Coral Transfer Center at Southeast 47th Terrace and Southeast 8th Court. If you can't make it there, there's going to be another meeting this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and that's happening at the Bonita Springs Public Library along Reynolds Street. You can share your input on the Lee Tran Development Plan and existing transportation services, and Lee Tran staff. They will be there to answer your questions and also hear your ideas. Well, there are some traffic advisories for you to be aware of as you're getting ready to head out the door for your morning commute. So check out this. You can look out for intermittent lane closures on Fruitland Avenue today. You can see there on your screen between Clayton Street and Gulfstream Boulevard. Crews are there working on removing speed humps and updating that roadway striping. Big changes coming to student loans. We'll be explaining what that means for the cost of tuition. It's coming up next on Good Morning Gulf Coast.